All right, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in to the JTS show. This is your host, Shane G. I'm here with Saina Poddar. She's representing Magical Paintings. Um, it's a company that's based out of India and has, different. I'll actually just let her explain it. But first, I want to say hello, Saina. How are you today?
Thanks, Shane. I'm good. And how are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much for coming back on the show. We tried to do the interview yesterday, but we had some audio issues. So thank you very much for coming back on.
Thanks, Shane. Thanks for inviting me once again in your show. And I'm really happy to get back to the show again.
Absolutely. But yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and explain to everybody what magical paintings is, what you guys do, how long you've been around. Just give them the history of magical paintings.
Basically, I'm a painter from last 15 years and I'm doing it out of my hobby. But we started the magical painting before 5 years. And when it started as a small startup with a couple of our friends and who are basically into arts and painting and photography, but none of us are actually, we are not, we don't earn through painting. We have taken it as our hobby, and that's why this venture is quite interesting for us, because we our motto through this venture was not to generate profit and to earn money. Our motto through this venture was to promote art and culture in India, basically painting and photography. So we started 5 years ago, six of us, five girls, one guy, and our small team. So we teach paintings and photographies as well through our schools and teaching centers. And apart from that, we conduct workshops, etc. And we have a site where we upload painting from various range, like from very high end oil painting to watercolor painting to crayons, etc., acrylics, etc. And apart from that, we also include small, very basic kind of sketches, etc. So we have all range of the product, different kind of variety of high end to low end photographies and paintings, which we upload at our site at free of cost, and anybody and everybody is invited to put their pictures over there. Just they need to call us and we would do that on their behalf. Only that when that painting gets sold, we charge a little bit of commission, but that is not the main agenda of ours. We just charge it because of the maintenance, because we need to maintain the website also, and we have a school, and that is why there are certain costs associated with it. So our motto is just to cover the cost through this venture and not to generate a lot of profit. And our motto through this venture was to generate awareness of the arts and culture, and basically painting and photography, and to give a chance to the very unknown painters to the world, so that they can also display their work to some prestigious platform from where a lot of audience across the world can access their work. So that is the whole motto about our venture.
Absolutely. And also, I want to talk a little bit about, you were saying that one of your missions is basically to provide art at a cheaper cost to people, people who, may be interested in art or who may love art and photography and things like that, but can't necessarily afford it. Because it's pretty expensive. So I want you to talk a little bit about that also, and how you guys are able to provide art at a cheaper cost to people.
Yeah, I was just coming to that. And actually, what the problem in India, that there are a lot of art lovers in India, and India is very well known for its rich culture, heritage, and arts and paintings. And since ancient age, a lot of paintings and art and crafts has been made. So people here love arts and paintings and photography, etc. But the point is, the most of the population are like, they do not have enough money to buy those paintings which are very high end product. So actually, there is a mismatch between the buyer's expectations and seller's expectation, and there is a huge gap, and that is why the painting market is still, not that organized. What happens is, in India, the celebrities or some very well known person, if that person does some average work, that is also gets sold at a very higher cost. And the high end painters, of course, who do a good work, their works are extremely expensive. So what happens is, when suppose, for example, we organize an auction or any exhibition with some great painter, so a lot of people would come to see his or her work, and everybody would say, wow, wonderful, nice work. But when it comes to buying that product, only a very few people would be, interested to buy that product, because those are so hefty expensive, so that the middle class Indian, will not be able to buy those products. Because in India, average cost of one oil paint is somewhere between 25 to 35,000 of any unknown painter. Forget about known painters, their work is sold at crores and millions. But any average painting costs 25 to 35K, which is very huge amount for any average middle class Indian, because 25 to 35 is quite a high amount for, just for luxury or decorating a product. And that is what the problem is. But if this product can be made cheaper, then a lot of people would be interested to buy that product. So our motto is that, you know to make art cheaper. And at the same point of time, there are certain section of the painters, they are not that famous. So since they also keep their price at a similar range, so they do not get any earning. Because if suppose I am an average painter, I want to try my product, try to sell my product at 15K to 20K, nobody would buy my product, because the rich people, they will not buy my product, because they want to buy some artwork done by some celebrity or something. So
Hmm.
they'll never buy my product. At the same point of time, any normal guy also will not buy my product, because it is little higher at their end. So
Yeah,
what
that's
happens
that's a
is,
luxury, to be able to afford something, that expensive because, again, we did the equation of how much that equals in American dollars, and that's a little over $500 on average, which is expensive. Like I said, that's really expensive, and that's more than the average person really is willing to spend on something that, like you stated, is kind of a decorative item. And then that's a good point. Also, bringing up that rich people are typically going to buy, art that costs, probably tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's kind of a weird middle ground. It's like you're slightly too expensive for the people who would buy it, and you're not expensive enough for the rich people. So who do you sell to?
exactly. So that is the irony. And in India, a kind of a country where per capita GDP is so low, there, if you keep a product price in such a high range, nobody would buy. If you keep it such a low range, then rich will obviously not buy, because they would think that okay, maybe the product is substandard, that's why price is low. So that is the mindset. So there is a huge mismatch of expectations. So that is why our motto through that website is to include different kind of work, and this is a very unique kind of a venture. So you will not find any this kind of venture in India, and the concept also is very common in US, and I have taken the concept from there itself. Because here what we do is, we have a range of product. So we upload good work from very known artists as well. And apart from that, we also include very cheaper products, which includes watercolors, crayons, and those are done in why the cost is much less. Because when you do something in canvas painting is pretty costly, because in your input, the input cost is also pretty much high, because of the canvas and oil colors, etc. They are a bit costly. But if you do the same thing in paper through watercolor, then the cost actually reduces to half. And if you use crayons, that again it is one fourth. So we encourage people to use less resources, or maybe it could be a nice sketch also, then on paper, then your cost is almost nothing. So we encourage artists to create this kind of more products so that they can get market from the common people. So we also do a lot of workshops, etc., to teach people that how to reduce the cost, input cost of their product. And even we have included a couple of computer painted paintings. Those are done in simple MS Paint, where your cost is nothing, because you are doing everything on your computer, and it is of course a hand painted stuff, because it is done through MS Paint. So in that cases, we just need to take a good printout of that stuff and just frame it. If the client doesn't want it to get framed, we just give them the soft copy or hard copy, maybe whatever they want. In that case, the price is like uh, tremendously cheap. We sold a couple of this item at 2,000, 3,000 rupees, which is very, very less costly. But at the same time, those products are very nice and they look very gorgeous. When you get the print and frame it, they look very nice. So this way you can actually fulfill the dream of a middle class to buy a nice painting. At the same point of time, painters also, they keep on getting revenues, because what happens is if they create one or two pieces and they want to sell them at a very high price, maybe nobody would buy. But if you create small products like this, like cheaper cost product, and if you sell those to normal middle class people, then you can continuously generate revenue. So for painters it is a very good way to earn money. And for people who love art, they want to buy art, for them also it is a very good platform. So our intention was to create something like that, which gives a middle path to the buyers and sellers expectations.
Absolutely. And also, because you were talking about the GDP per capita in India being very low, um, it's also good, that you guys, we were speaking, yesterday, and you can get back into it today. You were talking about teaching different techniques to artists and photographers, and using, essentially what you have, not necessarily needing the best equipment, but just being able to utilize the things that you have to create the art. So that way, maybe somebody who doesn't have very much money can still express themselves in a way, that, they feel fulfilled, creating their art. Talk a little bit about, how you guys teach that, because you were stating that you guys like teach classes and do things like that. So talk a little bit about how you guys spread the message of still being able to create art, even if you don't have a lot to create with.
Yes, sure, I'll talk about it. We have couple of teaching centers through which we actually teach kids and anybody whosoever is interested, that how to paint and how to take photographs, etc. And at the same point of time, we conduct a lot of workshops. We have conducted our first workshop here in Bombay about photography and painting, and that was at a free of cost. We have done it in Jew in Mumbai, and we got a lot of audiences. We did some indoor and outdoor activities through that, some painting and photography stuff. So in this kind of workshop, and as well as in our classes, what we teach is, we do teach how to do use different techniques to reduce the cost of your painting or photography. At the same time, we also teach painting techniques and etc. That is our regular normal classes, but apart from that, we give this additional input as well. So for example, if you are a painter and you are planning to do a good canvas painting, so at least you have to buy stuff of 4 to 5 thousand rupees, and then only you can make a good amount of you can use good amount of color, oil color, etc., and a good canvas, and you can create that kind of a painting. So if your input cost is around 4 to 5 thousand, then definitely you would charge something not less than 10,000. At least you would expect a 100% profit
Right.
from that, because when you do oil painting, it takes a lot of time to complete that one. So apart from doing that, you might create something for your bigger audience, for a richer audience. But apart from doing that, you can also create some more small stuff like painting through watercolor on paper. So any chart paper, you can use normal watercolors, you can create nice paintings, and that is also less time consuming, because watercolors, they do not take that much time to get dry, and that's why you'll take lesser time. So if you create something like that, and later on maybe you can frame it like you do, canvas is a frame thing, and if you take a paper and do a painting and then later on frame it nicely, that would cost much less than that. And you can also, you would be happy to sell it at a lesser cost, and you will also not feel burdened that I have spent so much money on that. So, and if you use crayons, etc., then it would be again much more cheaper. If you do some charcoal or pencil sketch, it is again much more cheaper than that. So we actually encourage people to do. And it is not that only your oil paintings look good. Any kind of work which is done with creativity and good excellence can be very nice. I can show you some examples which we have uploaded in my website. There are a couple of pencil sketches, they are really beautiful. So that kind of paintings can be created. And some things happen with photography also. Like there are different kind of lenses, different kind of cameras. Some cost a lakh of rupees in India, some cost like 25 to 30,000 also. But it is not necessary that you buy a very expensive equipment, then only you can get a very good picture. Of course, if your camera is very high end, then definitely it automatically takes a good picture. But even if you do not have, still you can create good photography with basic lessons, like what should be the aperture speed, what should be your how much should be your focus, or how much it would be your ISO, etc. This basic kind of things we teach to people and who have good camera to operate, like how to utilize your best of your resources. Even if you do not have any sort of camera, just you have a phone camera with an iPhone camera, with that also you can do a better job if you have little bit idea about how the light reflects with the object and from which angle you need to take the photograph. So i have I have taken a lot of hundreds and thousand photographs through my iPhone, and they are really awesome. I have not spent anything on camera, though I have a good camera, but when I go out I do not carry it. So this is not about just spending money and then only you can get a good work. It depends upon you. So that is our motto, that to make people realize also that it is not that you spend a lot of money then only you can get a good output. So with the smaller resource, with lesser resource also, you can generate a much better work. So that is our another aim. So, and we teach as much as techniques we can through our workshops and school.
Absolutely. And now the website is magicalpaintings.com. How would somebody, let's say for example in the United States, how would they get a hold of you guys so that way they could be featured on your website?
In our website, the web address is www.magicalpaintings.com. We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook. In Twitter, our Twitter handle is at the rate of magical painting. It's not paintings, though we were trying to change the name, but we didn't get it. Let's see if we can get it. As of now, it is at the rate magical painting, and we do have a phone number, so people whosoever is interested, they can contact us through that phone. We have email address, so through that also they can contact. They just need to visit our website www.magicalpaintings.com. In the contact us section, they can put their message, they can email us, and we would receive that email. So through that they can contact, or we can give them a call back. And whosoever is interested to put their pictures on our website, it is absolutely at a free of cost. Just that you need to write your small bio and mail, take good picture of your photograph or painting. Maybe if you do not want to share the actual copy, you take a photograph of that and just mail it to us, and we will upload that within 3 to 5 days.
All
So
right.
that is how we, and that is accessible from anywhere of the world, so anybody can access that. And we would upload the pictures at free of cost. Once that somebody buys your picture, or somebody shows interest to on your pictures or painting, then definitely we will talk to you, and we will share the quotations, like how much the buyer want to pay. and accordingly you can negotiate, you can sell, you can say what is your quote, what is your last quote, and we can conduct the selling process, and the amount would automatically goes into your account. So your account details also we would require, but not at the initial stage when somebody is interested. So whosoever sold through our venture as of now we do have, but though there are painters whose painting has not been sold yet, so we do not ask for that in initial stage. Once somebody is interested on your painting, then we definitely ask you to share your details. Then we charge just 10% of commission, and rest of the amount we would definitely share everything with you. We will also be a part of the call, so you would get to know the client and all. So nothing is we do not uh, hide any information in that
Good.
way.
That's good. That's good. Well, yeah. I definitely want to support everything you guys are doing. Um, especially because like I said, also before, the fact that everybody has jobs and this isn't what you guys depend on doing for a living means you can do it purely just for the love of art. Um, and so since there's no business interest in it, it's purely just for expressing creativity and for allowing people an opportunity to show off their talents. So I definitely want to support everything you guys are doing. I'm gonna definitely help you guys promote the website. And yeah, is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience?
Yeah, thanks for your support. We would just like to tell the audience that just go and visit our website if you like our work. Just you can also send us testimonial through our contact us section, and you can write if you do not like anything. You are open for commenting there as well. And if you are a painter or a photographer, then this is the right kind of platform for you, because we have viewers across the world, and our major viewers are from US and Europe, and also in India as well. So any kind of product, any kind of photography, any kind of craft, also if you have some handicrafts, etc., you can also share the pictures of that product with us. We would definitely upload that in our website, and your product would get sold definitely if somebody is interested, and we'll definitely let you know, because at the end of the day you are the one who has to deliver the product to the client. So this is a best platform where you can actually showcase your talent at absolutely free of cost, and also uh, since we keep the price of the product at a lower range to higher range, so it ensures you that your product would get sold. And we are also launching our new website from like 5 days from now, so that would always also be a good opportunity for anybody who is interested in our site, because we have hosted the website through unlimited space, and people can upload as many paintings or photographies they want. So our new look of the website is very attractive or very nice. So anybody who is interested is most welcome.
All right. Well, I definitely want to thank you very much, Saina, for coming on the show. Once again, the website is www.magicalpaintings.com. The Twitter page is at Magical Painting, no S on the end. Make sure you follow them. And yeah, definitely want to thank you once again for coming on the show and taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you very much, Shane, and thanks for inviting me once again on the show. And it would be really great if you are interested on our work as well, and you want to share something of your work. So that would be really really great. So and thanks for your support. Thanks for your interest in our venture. So really, it's really great that you invited us to uh, and gave us a platform to talk about the art and culture. So I'm really thankful.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure.